Hello Battersea Year 7. Here is your online maths lesson for Thursday the 13th of May. Please make sure you've got all the equipment you need before you start. Your book must have a margin and a date. Please make sure you write down what outcome you're working on and write the question number in the margin. All the question slides are in your PDF, which you can find on the school website, or alternatively you can read them by pausing this video. Your HIR today is writing fractions, decimals and percentages in order. Please pause the video now and spend no more than 5 minutes answering these two questions in your book. The answers will be shown on the following slide. Here are your answers. Please show your integrity by marking your work in a red pen, making any corrections that you need to. Here's the flowchart for the unit that we're working on. We're still working on multiplying fractions. Today we will cover F6, which is multiplying mixed numbers. As before, the icons will guide you through the lesson, whether you are copying model examples down, completing partially done examples. Please copy and complete the examples shown by the footsteps. The pencil shows you where your independent practice questions are, and as always, please mark your work in red pen. In order to multiply mixed numbers, you need to be able to convert between improper fractions and mixed numbers. This prior knowledge slide will guide you. For the next 60 seconds, you'll see a quick example. You can skip forward if you're already confident in this skill. "17/5 is an improper fraction because the numerator is greater than the denominator. Let's convert that to a mixed number. So the first thing you should write is 17 divided by 5. What does that give you? Well, how many 5s are in 17? Well, there are 3. With how many left over? Remainder 2. Next, you write the answer down. 17/5 is equal to, and this 3 is the whole number, and this 2 is the number of fifths left over, 3 and 2/5. Why does this work? Well, we've got 17/5 here, but we know that 5/5 equals 1. So we know that 10/5 is 2. So we know that 15/5 is 3. So we know that 17/5 is 3 and 2 extra fifths. Now check your understanding by completing the exercises on this slide before moving on. Pause the video now. The answers will appear next. Now we're moving on to F6, multiplying mixed numbers. Next, you'll see a 2-minute clip showing you the first part of this skill. You don't have to take notes because the examples are in your slides. Next, let's multiply a mixed number by a fraction. So if we're multiplying 2 1/3 by 4/5, first identify the mixed number and convert it to a fraction. If you need to do working out, you can do that on another part of the page. So that's 7/3 times 4/5. Multiply the numerators. Multiply the denominators. Now 28/15 can't be simplified. So now I'm going to convert my answer to a mixed number. 28 divided by 15 goes 1 time, so that's 1 whole 1, with a remainder of 13. So that's 28/15 is equal to 1 and 13/15. Now, in your book, please copy the example, copy and complete the first partially completed example, and do the first 4 questions of F6. Pause the video now. After you restart the video, you'll see a 1-minute explanation of the final part of F6. Finally, here's an example where we're multiplying 2 mixed numbers together. We convert both mixed numbers to improper fractions. Now we simplify if we can. Now, as your final task today, please complete the second worked example, copy and complete it in your book, and then have a try at the remaining 4 questions of F6. This should take you another 10 to 12 minutes. Pause the video now. The answers will follow on the next slide. You've nearly reached the end of the lesson. The remaining thing to do is to mark your work in red pen and make any corrections that you need to do. Congratulations, you've completed the 3rd lesson on multiplying fractions. Tomorrow we'll move on to reasoning and problem solving.